So it seems that every your university that has nursing anyway, that is on board with the global health plan. And yes, I'm one nurse that's up against all those brainwashed people, want for one, but all of these people that have so much higher education and all of their reasonings for global health nursing is because that goes hand in hand with open borders. So here's just a couple. UW of Washington Center for Global Health Nursing promotes health that transcends borders. On the face of this, it should have been obvious that when you try to go be some superhero, that you're going to tackle all the health problems in the world, that what you will do is fail at most of them, which you have, most especially in America. However, I don't think many of you universities really like America. That's what, over time, over the past 7 years, it's just become more and more obvious to me that you seem to, many of you, and you say it yourselves, that you just resent America for some reason. What I really don't understand is, I don't have a problem if you want to be a global nurse and go help whatever poor country, but you don't need to destroy America's border and destroy healthcare system here for you to achieve that goal. And yet what you have done is signed on to a plan that is to destroy America in your quest to be some nurse hero. That's where I have issue with it, because it's not about health. It lacks common sense. It shows some I just no ability to look at the terrain right now and see that it's almost like while you say this will all make things better, it's making things worse, because your real goal, let's get to the heart of it, okay, you universities, let's get straight to the heart of it, you nurse professionals at the top. You could care less about health. You use health, and you use all these reasons to say we need to have open borders. But really what your goal is to take America into the same poverty-stricken state that these other countries do have. Because I think you go to Africa or you go to these poor countries and then somehow you want to blame America and say that America hasn't done enough. No, our tax money goes all over the world while the mental health patients here in this country go unaddressed, you nurses. Sarah Gimbel and Pam Kohler, co-director of the UW School of Nursing Center in Washington for Global Health Nursing. The center pushes for the voices of nurses to be included in global health conversations. Well, I will stand on the opposite side of you nurses. The center will support nursing students who want to learn and serve overseas. I don't have a problem with that. As well as international students who want to study at UW. Why is it that it's so, I mean, this seems to be an ongoing problem too in America. There's so many administrations, there's so many universities that really don't want to educate American nurses. You just want all foreign students. And that's fine if they're legal, but it seems that none of you, I'm saying this as a psych nurse, none of you really want to look at is your inner deep-seated hate at America. Likewise, a global health perspective allows nurses from the U.S. and abroad to learn from one another. Okay, you don't need open borders to do that. When we say global, we're talking about health that transcends borders. So you're talking about being an irresponsible nurse. Mental health, as if you people should talk. Mental health has been a neglected disease in global health. No, it's been a neglected disease here. While you seem to send all your resources and focus on every other country in the world, yet you live here, you lack complete care and empathy to care about the mental health crisis here. Again, I think it's because there's some deep-seated hate many of you have at Americans. Just saying that as a psych nurse, I do have much experience in this area for 13 years. The next step is improving treatment. The Global Mental Health Program seeks philanthropy support for faculty, pilot research programs, and student scholarships. All you people want to do is do constant studies and research. Why don't you just start trying to help people? Like, that's really what's needed in mental health. But all you ever want to do is research. But the bigger disease that needs to be looked at here is the disease that we have these hateful universities, we have these hateful nurses that run nursing, and they seem to have such resentment and hate at free countries in America. And they expect America to go into some poverty-stricken state and mental health crisis and every other health crisis while we allow just anybody and everybody to come across our border. When we have leadership in nursing that is passing this on to students, then this is how you get a worse mental health crisis in this country. It's only common sense that community health is the best way to go, not try to tackle health problems on a global scale. And the other thing, because most of you hate American nurses, you just won't admit it, is that you've carried on for decades now about this nursing shortage, and yet there's waiting lists of nurses coming out of programs. You just don't want American nurses to be hired. Again, because I think what it really goes to is a problem within you, and because you don't have any insight to look within yourself, nor do you want to, your hate is truly at America. Your number one focus isn't health. Your number one focus isn't a mental health or cardiac. No, your number one reason that seems to drive many of you is your disdain and dislike for America. So I'm just not really sure why you don't go and move to these countries, and then you would probably be a great nurse to help them. Why do you have to destroy our border to do it? A nursing call to action to support the health of migrants and refugees. Why not support, this is really why some of us, not that we would want the border closed inevitably, but if Trump gets back in, we need to have a stop to it temporarily to deal with all of the gang members that have come in, all the terrorist organizations, all because of you irresponsible people that supported open borders and used health to do it. So no matter how much, because I saw what all of you did when Trump was in office, you didn't care about the fact that he was eradicating trafficking. And in order to eradicate trafficking, you can't have open borders. You just can't. No matter how much you want to tell yourself that it's empathetic to just have open borders, no, it's irresponsible. It destroys health, and it destroys mental health, because more children get trafficked. They use children to traffic drugs into this country and exploit children and exploit everyone. So the very fact that you people have the most education, the highest of education from the most elite universities, and these simple things that you lack knowing, I find that hard to believe. I think it's really just a goal to destroy America. And I don't understand, only you can really get to the root of that problem. But I mean, if you had any sense at all, just go and move to these countries and help them. Stop trying to destroy this country in your quest to be some global superhero nurse. And again, this has been around for a while, this nurse migration, because really these American nurses that had all this up at the top, they don't care about American nurses. They've wanted to push a shortage for a long time because you American nurses, they don't want. It helps the hospitals and CEOs to get migrant nurses in here. It's cheaper labor. They don't have to pay for as much, and many times they can cut benefits. It's all very corrupted. But the very fact that these universities supported all of this shows that not only are they poor examples of what a nurse is, and they're poor examples to be leaders in how to help mental health, but it shows that they are a destruction not only to the nursing profession, but to the safety and security of this country, and that hurts health. End of story.